In the middle of the night, a baby is crying. A woman rushes to a baby. She tries to take the baby and run away. But husband comes back home and stops them. He puts his hand on her. The woman ends up grabbing a knife nearby and stabs him. Years go by and we are introduced to a happy couple, Angela and Brian. Brian goes to work, while Angela brings her daughter to the park. Her friend Linda introduces her to another mother named Katie. She is single. They get along so well that the three women have a sleepover that same night. The next day, Angela wakes up to her daughter's scream. She runs downstairs and realizes Katie is already up and cooking breakfast for her daughter and Angela's daughter. Brian is then officially introduced to her. Katie keeps becoming closer to Angela and Linda. On Memorial Weekend, Angela offers her to stay the night with her daughter. Brian's family visits and Brian reveals that his mother doesn't like Katie. Katie overhears that. When Angela touches the kitchen knife, it brings her flashback of the incident. We are revealed that Katie is the woman who stabbed her husband in the beginning of the film. Katie collapses and Angela takes her aside to have a talk. Katie reveals her ex-husband was very abusing towards her, so she did what she had to do, and left him. One day, Katie announces to the rest that she is finally moving out of the motel she is staying at, to take a job in a different city. But Angela offers her to move into their guest room, and offers her a job as their nanny. This will help as Angela is coming back to work. Brian's mom isn't happy with this, thinking it's a bad idea because of her suspicions of Katie. One day, Angela comes back home from work. She catches Katie making love to another woman. Katie immediately apologizes to Angela, who got scared it was her husband. This brings excitement to Angela, who goes being intimate with Brian. The next day, we are shown Katie and Linda kissing, revealing Linda was the mysterious woman, but Angela didn't notice it was her that day. Linda reveals Angela will try for another kid, and they will use a surrogate mother, and Linda will be the one. This makes Katie tense. She reveals to Linda that the embryo they used to have their daughter as hers. So technically, Cora, Angela's daughter, is Katie's daughter. The egg they will use on Linda is also hers. Katie wants to take her baby back. She plans on taking back Cora. She then knocks out Linda and finishes her. That evening, Linda's body is discovered by a couple walking by. Time goes by and Katie is offered to be the surrogate mother. Brian's mother is really not liking it, feeling this will all end up in a mess. Angela confesses to Brian few doubts she is having about the situation. Brian comforts her saying everything will be okay. The next day, Cora tells Angela that Katie said she was Maddie's sister, Katie's daughter. This takes Angela off guard, but Katie says she meant, like sisters. Months go by and Katie has 3 weeks left to go with her pregnancy. At a dinner, she gets mad at Angela and Brian for planning on taking a nurse in, instead of Angela taking time off work. Angela tells her husband, "Why is she acting like that?" repeating it's none of her business. The following day, Katie hears Cora crying and a flashback comes back to her. We learn that her current daughter Maddie was the baby of another woman. Katie was their surrogate mother, so they used her eggs to have the baby, like what's happening with Angela now. One night, getting mad at the mother for drinking while her baby is crying, she finishes her and takes Maddie away. So the man she killed in the beginning of the movie, the husband of that woman. Katie then catches Angela taking some pills and she calls her pathetic. Later, Angela snoops around Katie's room. She finds a picture of the man from the beginning of the film that Katie killed. She makes researches on him. Katie then realizes her books have been moved in her room. While Angela realizes the collage of photos made by Katie has her face hidden. She then hears Katie saying to Cora, "Mama is here." She snaps at Katie, reminding her that Cora is not her daughter, accusing her to keep acting like she is her daughter. But Katie says she is the one who is indeed taking care of Cora. Katie then goes to reveal to Brian and her mother that she found Angela taking pills. They are shocked. Angela tries to tell them how Katie is taking over her mother role, and even told that to her face. But Brian and her mother now think she is going crazy. But Angela escalates and accuses Katie of Linda's death. Brian can't believe what he is hearing and screams to her, "Enough." Katie plays the victim and starts crying. Brian goes to comfort her. Later, Brian and Angela have a talk. Brian is mad at her for putting their baby at risk for stressing the poor Katie. He wants her to apologize to Katie. Angela can't believe her husband is on Katie's side. The next day, Angela uses some of the pages found in Katie's room with the name of the previous woman Katie's she is surrogate to and that she killed. She calls and Angela is informed that woman is dead. But the lady on the phone find the whole incident strange. Angela then asks the identity of that anonymous donor, fearing it's the same as hers now. But the facility can't give away the identity. Angela is able to get the detail that the beautiful wall painted in that woman's baby room was done by the donor. Angela's heart drops as Katie also painted the wall in their future baby's room. She immediately calls for a friend to do a DNA test for her. The next morning, Katie goes to put some pills in Angela thermojuice, while Angela grabs a cup Katie touched and gives it to her friend for the DNA test. Angela drinks that thermojuice the entire day and starts to feel weird. At the end of the day, she put herself together and is able to drive back home. As soon as she opens the door, family and friends screams, "Surprise," as they all gathered to surprise her for her baby shower. But Angela isn't having it, especially hearing it was Katie's idea and she spent the whole night working on it. Angela lashes out on Katie and tells her husband Katie is trying to kill her. She accuses her of drugging her with the thermojuice. Angela loses her mind and Brian tells everyone to leave as they argue in front of everyone. Katie then goes to talk to Angela, who points a knife at her. Katie reveals her true nature. She gave her eggs to women to take care of her babies. When Angela reveals she has her DNA tested, Katie pushes her to stab her. She then screams to Brian pretending Angela tried to kill her. Angela fights her, but when Brian arrives, she realizes the knife is in her. Angela collapses. Both women are rushed to the hospital. While Brian waits, the doctor in charge of the DNA shows the result to him. Brian is shocked realizing his wife was telling the truth about Katie. Brian breaks down in tears. He goes to Katie, who tells him she did what she had to do, lying that Angela tries to finish the baby. She even kisses Brian in this moment of sadness, saying she loves him. Brian is just confused. Moments later, Katie gives birth. Brian shows the baby to Katie and whispers to her, "I want you to take a good look, because it's your last." He grabs the baby and Angela arrives as well. They lock the door as Katie tries to go inside. At this moment, cops arrive and arrest Katie. She is then placed in a psychiatric hospital. Meanwhile, Angela and Brian kept raising Cora with Maddie and their new son Grabiel. The movie ends.